G'day mates, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I of course want to talk about the new ridiculous content update we just had released. We've now had two big content updates in 2 weeks. This one having the new POI, the mountain base, which was the redacted bunker, finally opening. We now have Sloan's mythic POI. A lot of people getting really excited like this was going to be Grotto 2.0. It has a mythic boss and everything. Little bit of a letdown, but I want to talk about why that is, but also why it could be incredibly exciting. There is a teaser at this base that I see almost no one talking about that I'm so excited to share. We have confirmation that the Cube Town is turning into a giant pyramid. We have the Ice Grappler and the Combat Pistol being added to the game. We have the Mushroom NPC being brought back. We have the vote for the Boogie Bomb versus Combat Shotgun. We have Mechs returning, guaranteed Mechs returning this season. Are they going to be in competitive? I'll talk about all that, and I want to finish off talking about the competitive stuff that happened today. We had Noah Reyli banned yet again for the 3rd time. We had a lot of drama involving Mongrel and Vino. A lot of people now rumoring they're going to split up and not even play heats. I want to address all that. We had an EU team, Benji and Dredder and Savage, almost win the NAE's Trio Cash Cup. As you can tell, there's a lot to talk about. Let's just jump into it. Before I jump into talking about the mechs and how we are guaranteed to be getting them this season, why we now know 100% we are going to be dealing with mechs in Fortnite in Season 8, let's talk about what came in the update today, because the mechs are rumored to come later in the season. So, first off, the biggest change with the most recent update is the new POI, the mountain base. This is the vault under Caddy or next to Caddy that we have been waiting for seasons. This has been teased now since the start of Chapter 2 for years now. And it's an IO base. It's literally just an IO base under the mountain. It's not even a particularly good IO base. It doesn't even have IO chests in it. It just has regular chest, Sloan, and a couple IO guards. And don't freak out. I'm not going to make today's video all negative. I'm very, very happy we are getting regular content updates. We have now had 2 POIs added in 2 weeks. That is massive. From seasons of nothing, from just, months and months and years of absolutely nothing being added to the game mid-season, these are some big changes. They're baby steps though in comparison to what we used to get, but I do truly think they're baby steps that are leading Epic up into a sprint later on. We are starting to get regular updates. As minor as they are, it is still a big step forward away from what we've been dealing with. Cube Town I could accept. It's not my favorite POI. I knew from the start without any material there it was going to be iffy. A lot of people weren't going to like it, but it was ambitious. They tried something new, they tried something unique. It took a bunch of effort and I praise them for that. This feels a bit lazy. Let's be honest, it does. It's just an IO base under the mountain. There's nothing really special about it at all. That's the sad spot. It's going to change up competitive a little bit. It's going to make Caddy even better. Queasy and Nas and Thomas HD now have the best drop spot on the map if they didn't already. They now get a guaranteed mythic org, a whole bunch of extra loot on top of the already insane loot they were getting. So, hey, buff to Queasy's team, buff to any team going Caddy. It's not exactly a whole drop spot in itself. It's in an awkward spot where no one can really tie any loot around with it. Most of the time, it's just going to go to the Caddy team who already had more than enough loot. So nothing major change to competitive, but hey, it's somewhere new to drop. It's somewhere new to check out. I'm really hoping it's going to ramp up and start getting a little bit more crazy though. I did want to actually share this. I only really thought about this after I went and played around at the POI a little bit more and looked. There is a very clear elevator on the wall. I'll show you in the video right here that I got. This is an elevator and it leads nowhere. And a lot of people are expecting that this POI would potentially link up with the grotto. We've been talking a lot about how the grotto is draining. It's in the same area of the map. A lot of people rumoring something was going to go on. Why is there an elevator here? It makes absolutely no sense. This is a very deliberate placement of an elevator. Don't try and tell me it's not. Look around the POI. There's a bunch of cool stuff. There's a bunch of crazy stuff, but there's no just doors that lead to nowhere. Like, go to any other POI on the map and try to tell me there's just a door that leads to nothing or an elevator in a building for no reason. This very clearly is leading up to something. I almost guarantee something is going to open up here. This elevator is going to go somewhere. I would put a lot of money on it. So even though this POI doesn't have me too excited right now, there's big potential here. We've also kicked off the vote between the Boogie Bomb and the Combat Shotgun. Epic's promotional material for this update is using a photo of the Spaz. We already have the Spaz in the game. It is a Combat Shotgun we are voting on for the Boogie Bomb, but it doesn't matter because the Boogie Bomb better win. It's just so much more fun. It's so much more of an interesting item. It's not going to go into competitive. It's just going to go into pubs, and honestly, it's just an all-round better item. Even if the Combat Shotgun came back and it wasn't super broken, it was balanced, it was a healthy addition to the game, it's just another shotgun. I don't want to find 4 different types of shotguns in Fortnite. It's just incredibly boring compared to something that could be quite fun, like a Boogie Bomb. Yeah, it's obnoxious getting Boogie Bomb, someone lines up a 1 pump on you, like, that's gonna get frustrating, but still a bit of fun, right? It is just, it's pubs, it's meant to be crazy. I feel like a Combat Shotgun just doesn't fit in the game right now, and compared to a Boogie Bomb, it's just a boring choice, especially when it gets talking about the Mechs returning. Remember, the Boogie Bomb is a major counter to the Mech. It makes it dance, or if they update it like they did with the ball, remember when you're in the baller and you got Boogie Bombs, you jumped out of the baller, could maybe have something happen like that. So either way, if you're not excited to deal with the Mechs, make sure you vote for the Boogie Bomb. We also had Hypex tweeting out that the combat pistol and the ice grappler were going to be added to the game. Apparently, the ice grappler is supposed to be sold by Fabio, which is the unicorn NPC over near the Ski Mountain Lodge. Currently, it's not being sold there. You can't get the ice grappler. I guess maybe it's going to be added in the next few days. I don't really know what's going on there. Maybe Epic has to do a hotfix. Maybe by the time you guys play this update, it's in the game. But unfortunately, as I'll be recording this video, it is not in the game. I can't try it out, so I won't be able to tell you about it. As far as the combat pistol, it sounds kind of exciting. I absolutely love the pistols in Fortnite. If you guys ever watch my stream, I always run the pistol given the chance over the AR if it's epic or legendary variant. As far as this one, 28 damage to the body, 56 headshot. It does a 6.8 fire rate with a 15 magazine size and a 1.3 millisecond reload time. It's a semi-automatic pistol that benefits greatly from aiming down sights. So I don't know if it has a damage multiplier if you ADS, because those stats just sound exactly like a pistol. I don't really know, because I want to say, like, right, it might be like the combat AR where it's kind of got recoil but really tight bloom, right? But the pistol already has really tight bloom. That's why it's such a good weapon. So how else would it benefit from aiming down sights unless it has a damage multiplier when you ADS, which would be really, really cool and really interesting. So I'm excited to play around with this gun, but again, it doesn't seem to be in the game right now. I can't find it anywhere. I tweeted out asking if anyone else could find it. It looks like they can't either. But both these items, when added to the game, I think are going to be awesome. They're just not in right now. But knowing my luck, I'll probably wake up after I post this video and they'll be in the game. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it as I make this video. It also looks like the Buddy Mushroom is back. If you guys don't remember, it was really, really cute, really random. You guys probably may not have even known it was in the game. There used to be a mushroom in the woods area that you could dance with, and it would follow you around and heal you and give you shield. It was actually super, super broken, and it looks like it's back in the game now. I don't think this is in competitive, and if it is in competitive, it 100% shouldn't be, because it's insanely, insanely broken. But as far as pubs goes, it's really, really fun. I have ran around the woods. I can't seem to find it right now, but we have been confirmed that it's in the game, so I don't know, maybe I'm just getting unlucky and finding it. And if you guys know where it is and you find it, let it people know in the comment section down below, because if you're trying to get up your win rate in pubs, the mushroom is super broken. Hypex also talked about a new dynamic storm in pubs. Zero clue what that means. Maybe we are now getting rotating zones in pubs. I'll have to try this out in customs maybe tomorrow and see if I can, you know, get a custom that goes to rotating zones, and then I could see if it's different. As far as I can see, no one's really talking about it, so I guess maybe this is something that's gonna be added later in the update. It could be something cool to do with the Cube Queen. Not really sure. I mean, give me your best take. What do you think dynamic storm means in pubs? The fact they mentioned specifically pubs and not competitive makes me think that either it is rotating zones that we already have in competitive, or it's some crazy change to storms that they don't want in competitive. We have 100% confirmation about my theory and my videos recently talking about how Cube Town was turning into a pyramid, which is super, super cool. We had Hypex tweeting out the cubes are 100% turning into a pyramid. Here's the Cube Queen's banner, and visit the pyramid challenge. Thanks to, shout out to @GameShed _ for pointing it out. And yeah, if you look, there's a quest that says visit the pyramid. Ooh, purple, show me purple. I'm getting the sense that they're not supposed to be doing that, which, you know, purple cubes, not supposed to be doing that, making a pyramid, visit the pyramid, and there's a banner icon that now shows a very clear pyramid. So looks like our theories about that were true, which is very, very cool. Also, we did have a leak that there is going to be a new boss added to the desert. yet we don't have the desert in the game right now. So I don't really understand what's about that. So we've talked about how the Cube Queen is going to do some crazy effect on the island potentially. Maybe that effect is sand, or it's going to do something around Cube Town once it turns into a pyramid that's going to make it a desert biome, and the Cube Queen could be that NPC in the desert biome, or there could be a new one. This has me incredibly excited. When I'm talking about the map changes taking baby steps into a sprint, that would be a sprinting start. Having an entirely new biome, which we've been asking for so long. Biomes just make the game so incredibly fresh. You go from the river, you go to a desert, then you go back to trees, then you go into some crazy purple area. Like, it would help the game feel so much fresher if we got big biome changes back. Speaking about confirmation of exciting leaks, it looks like we have one of our biggest pieces of evidence that Naruto is coming to Fortnite. Yes, we all heard about this, we all got excited, but this is a very, very big piece of the puzzle and some of the best evidence we've seen so far. In creative now, there is a new token and something you can add, just obviously there's a whole bunch of random effects. It is Naruto ramen. Like this, again, it could just be ramen. I'm not going to try and pretend that this guarantees Naruto, but when we already have really, really big leaks on Naruto and we have the picture comparison here, thanks to HypeX, of what it looks like in game compared to specifically what the ramen looks like in the anime, it does look very, very convincing. But as someone who has been to Japan, this is just what standard ramen looks like for the most part. It seems kind of weird they would add specifically ramen to the game while we've had Naruto leaks, so I'm not going to try and get you guys super hyped that this guarantees Naruto, but I mean, it's another piece of a puzzle that is almost full at this point. Like, surely Naruto has to be coming. All right, I've been avoiding talking about this one while I'm getting excited for the update. We have confirmation that the Mechs are returning to Fortnite. We have HypeX tweeting out, Mechs funding is set to start in 3 to 4 weeks and will require 1 billion gold. I don't really understand why anyone at Epic thinks that the Mech's a good idea. Season X was one of the darkest days in Fortnite's history. People like myself and Reese Hub have made videos and talked about how the huge investment of World Cup was almost ruined by the fact that the next season, when everyone was excited and motivated, was one of the worst ever due entirely to the Mechs. Season X without the Mechs is actually amazing and super fun, but the Mechs made so many content creators move on. It was the first time a lot of people started to see that Fortnite might have an end and people wanted to stop playing it, which then led to what I believe was not as much hype going into Chapter 2 because everyone had such a sour taste in their mouth. I'm sure there's casuals out there who want the Mech and I just don't talk to them. I'm sure there is a reason why Epic's doing this, but I could not think of a worse thing added to Fortnite at this point. But hey, the Mechs are coming back, but don't worry, apparently they're coming back incredibly nerfed. If you look at the HypeX tweet about the Mechs changes, the dash is now reduced from a 7-second to a 5-second cooldown. Sorry, now has a 7-second instead of 5 seconds. They've nerfed it. They've added 2 seconds to the cooldown. The stop damage is reduced. The shield is reduced from 150 to 100. Shield respawn delay is increased, and the jump damage is nerfed. So they basically nerfed everything about it. And if you remember, last time the Mechs came back, they were nerfed towards the end as well. So hopefully the Mechs are just completely useless. But if they are, why are we bringing them back? But hey, it's a vote of gold. If you just don't spend your gold, I sure as hell won't be. Maybe the Mechs won't come back. 3 to 4 weeks is like only a few weeks until the season ends. With 1 billion gold, I guess they're just going to be in for a week or two of just craziness. Why? It just seems so weird to add something so massive right at the very end of the season and something that a lot of people don't want. I'm confused by this from Epic, but hey, at least it's not going to have a huge impact. I just hope that doesn't mean they're ramping them up to keep them in next season. Little bit scared about that. Don't worry if they come to the game. I'm sure they'll only be in pubs. There is no way Epic adds this into competitive based on the fact they're not adding anything else on the gold votes into competitive. If things as simple as a combat AR aren't going to go into competitive, I have to imagine the Mechs won't. I want to take this opportunity to really quickly show you because it's hilarious and I don't think enough people have seen it. My favorite clips to ever exist from Season X. It is a reaction to all the pros realizing that you could use the Mech to tarp in and play high ground. Just watch this and imagine if this comes back to Fortnite.
Really laggy?
Watch out on your side.
Yeah, watch your side. Yeah, yeah. Getting Mech! The Mech's tarping in! He's tarping it in! The Mech is tarping in! The Mech is on high ground!
Bro, what are we playing?
The Mech is on high ground.
Saw a Mech laser on my screen.
There's still a Mech in the game. I'm gonna freak out. They're sky basing their Mech it.
Yeah, they just killed like 3 people right there.
Look, are you guys watching this Mech?
Yeah, he's about to have a lot of kills.
Now, moving away from the update and back to competitive Fortnite, we had our trio Cash Cups today, and we have a lot to talk about. Most of it going down on EU or also on NAE East, but with EU. EU is all over everything today. So, one of the first things we have to talk about, what is going on with Noah Reyli. Noah Reyli found himself getting banned yet again today, accidentally, this time showing up a ban report of cheating. So, Noah Reyli has now been accidentally banned and unbanned 3 times by Epic Games. This is getting ridiculous. I don't think anyone can figure out what is going on with this. We just don't know why this is happening. Noah Reyli tweeted out that he got banned. He showed the tweet and then he followed it up with, I've gotten in touch with Epic and they've confirmed that my removal was a mistake that they're fixing. How does this keep happening? How do you just, oopsie, you've been banned. Oh, sorry, mate, we'll fix it up. Oh, banned again. Oh, don't worry, we'll fix it up, man. Don't worry. Oh, and you got banned again. Like, how is this happening? Epic, please. I'm trying so hard to defend you at the moment. I'm trying to get behind you. I'm trying to get excited for the future, but you have now accidentally banned someone 3 times. 1 player in particular, which is why a lot of people are now getting suspicious, and it's strange. This is why I feel bad for Noah Reyli, especially. This is gonna raise suspicion. Why is 1 player getting banned so many times? Has someone, you know, tweaked his PC and he's got some weird software running that he's not supposed to? Not saying he's cheating. Want to make this very clear. I am not accusing Noah Reyli of cheating at all. There is no evidence that Noah Reyli is cheating. I am just saying there is clearly something running on his setup that is triggering the anti-cheat. It could be something as weird as a VPN that he uses to watch Netflix shows in Korea. Like, I don't know. There is something on Noah Reyli's setup that is triggering this, and Epic needs to figure it out. They need to sort it out, because if this happens during a tournament, it's going to affect Noah Reyli, but it's going to make them look bad and affect them, and also it's just going to keep affecting Noah Reyli's reputation. It's going to start to feel like dubs during World Cup, where the community just started saying they were cheating, and then Epic had to come out and prove that they weren't cheating. Just stop banning the guy if he's not cheating. It shouldn't be this hard. As far as the Cash Cup itself went, it didn't actually affect Noah Reyli that much. My man still came in 3rd on 200 points, but we had the French on top again. Floki, Clement, and Deceptos taking it all, getting 212 points, 9 games with 2 wins, playing phenomenally, just beating out another French team of Antics, Forziar, and Xwiz in 2nd on 211 points. Phenomenal performance from them as well. Right now, like I said, I think Floki's team might have to be one of the most underrated teams in EU, and I know a lot of you guys have heard about them. I know a lot of you guys know they're good, but they are just so insanely good these last few seasons. I don't think enough people are talking about it. We had a lot of other big names. EU's Cash Cup top 10 was stacked. We had Exteriors' team, we had Hen's team, Kiko, we had SD up there, Tayson, we then had Trixie's team, Deoxy, again, just all the names you'd come to expect, and you're probably noticing there's a big one not on there. Benji, Fishy, Savage, and Andretta, they did not do well at all on EU. Just wait until I get to NA East. But also the talk of the town went to Mongrel's team. They only played 6 games, didn't even finish the tournament. A lot of people talking about a bunch of beef going on, a bunch of drama. They're going to split up before heats. I just want to talk about what I've seen and what I've heard, because there's not a lot out there. None of the players were streaming the tournament, but it looks like what happened was they weren't playing great. They were getting frustrated. Things weren't going too well. We had Vino end up tweeting something along the lines of, I don't know what I need to do at this point to make people respect me. I think a lot of people took that as an attack on Mongrel, his teammate, maybe like disrespecting him and not listening to him, but I don't think that was actually it at all. I'm pretty sure he was referring to the community. A lot of people were saying that when Ops and a few other people were doing viewing parties of Mongrel's games, a lot of people thinking that the reason they weren't doing so well was Vino's fault. They were talking crap. I'm guessing maybe Vino saw that. I don't really know what the situation was, but I wanted to clear up that there is no evidence this team is splitting up and not playing the heats, and there is no evidence that they aren't working as a team. They could have just had an off day. Like I said, Benji Fishy's team not really placing highly as well. There's plenty of big teams that didn't perform well today. I wouldn't take that as a huge, oh my god, they're going to split up for heats. It's not a good sign, but I think a lot of people made it sound way worse than it actually potentially was. Moving over to NA East, we almost had the EU Cash Cup victory on NA East. Andretta, Benji, and Savage coming second on 204 points, just being edged out by Jamper, Day, and Tragics on 205, beating them by 1 point with an 11 elim third in their last game. They brought it back. They had a huge last game, and they are the best NA East Cash Cup team right now. They've won 2 Cash Cups and the Cash Cup Extra. This team is looking insane. We had Nani's team in third. We had DGen's team in fourth after a rough weekend in FNCS. And we had our resident NA West EU contingent of Reet, Tayson, and Chapix coming in fifth on NA East, performing insanely well. They even streamed the event. Now that Tayson's doing daily streams, we had Reet streaming as well. Super fun to watch how that team performed together. They could have almost won it. They were in Day's last game. They got a 2 elim fourth. Unfortunately, they had a bit of an issue in the mid game in their last game. Chapix went down trying to get some extra material, and because of that, Reet and Tayson as a duo just couldn't bring it together, but all 3 of them played absolutely phenomenally. It's still so impressive that 2 EU players and an NA West player can be so consistent on NA East. We had Qua's team, who is on a ridiculous tear right now. We had Bucky, Peterbot, and Macwood, Cease's team in 8th, Tabs G's team in 9th, and Oz team in 10th. It was a phenomenal tournament. I would go into more detail, but there was nothing super exciting. Just a good old Cash Cup as everyone gets ready for FNCS that's starting in a few days. Alright guys, that does it for another video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please chuck a like on it. Let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts on anything I talked about today. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It would mean the world to me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.